Well, good morning and welcome, everybody. It is an exciting day for so many across the country. It's a day anticipated throughout the year, the Union Budget. That'll be presented by the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman at 11 a.m. The big buzz around the world now, and certainly as far as our economy is concerned, is also artificial intelligence. Is there somewhat of a concern that with artificial intelligence technologies being available in so many parts of the world, the advantage that we enjoy with our digital exports could be impacted?
I think there will be multiple impact of artificial intelligence, as we are all aware of. Clearly, there will be a dent in our advantage that we have in terms of the trained workforce that we have, one of the largest in the world in terms of developing code and developing technology. A lot of it is being taken over by AI, and we have seen that as the year rolled by, of the large number of job cuts that happened in large big tech companies. That's a direct outfall of having AI in place. Also, the rate at which AI is being adopted, it's not the same as any other automation that has happened in the last 100, 150 years. Every time automation has happened, there has been some job loss, but the number of jobs created has been far larger. If I look at the simple issue of taxis being rolled out in Delhi, the Tongawalas went on strike saying their jobs will be lost, but there were far more taxi drivers who got employment. But with AI, there is an extreme automation that's happening and happening extremely fast, which makes it very difficult for both policymakers and the economy to adjust quickly to create the same number of jobs that will get lost, or if not, more, but at least the same number of jobs. So that becomes another challenge. And these are not jobs which are low-paying jobs. These are high-paying jobs, highly skilled jobs, which are getting challenged by AI. Eventually, over a period of time, we will find more jobs getting created. But it's a short-term pain which will be very difficult to manage. It's inevitable and difficult to manage because it's happening very, very quickly.
Okay. Jaijit, let's address the key issue over here. Elections in just a couple of months from now. That being the case, there is every expectation that this could actually appeal to a large group or large segments in our population.
As a citizen, I would really look forward to a populist budget because, that's something that we gain. But if you look at the budget of 2019, which was again an election budget, it was again a vote on account. It did not turn out to be a populist budget.
Yeah.
So if you go by precedence, then I'm not really expecting too many SOPs to be out there. I think it'll be a business as usual kind of a budget. More importantly, the focus is essentially on getting enough money for the government to run till May, June, when the next government comes in. Obviously, the indication seems to be that the same government has a high chance of coming back. But till the time the protocol dictates that no large policy decisions are made through the financial outlays and through the budgeting process. So I'm not really expecting any large signaling to happen or any large budget outlay for populist measures to be announced here.
So much more. But Jaijit, let me come back to you next. You said a little while back that you expected this budget to be, to continue with the path that we followed on by and large. But specifically, do you believe that there could be revisions in the income tax slabs? Many would argue that that is necessary to spur growth as well.
I think the argument, or really the wish, is that there is a further rationalization where more money is put in the pockets of people. But let's just look at what happened in FY23. The total expected revenues is about 27 lakh crores. And out of a total budgetary outlay of 45 lakh crores, about 17, 18 lakh crores was out of debt. Now, fortunately, what has happened is because of better indirect tax collections and, the GST system being very effective, we have already crossed the 16 lakh crore, which was expected to be collected through GST, and we still have got 2 more months to go in terms of Feb and March. So we'll clearly have about 3 lakh crores more of collection, which is good news.
Yes.
But we still need to have the government pump in money in terms of infrastructure being rolled out. There's massive amount of outlay in infrastructure. If you look at expenditure in defense, that's about 13% of the budget. 5.5 lakh crores is being spent compared to education being what you mentioned as 1.4 lakh crores. And that is out of compulsion. Now, we do need to make sure that at the current geopolitical situation that we are in, we have got a strong military in place. And And there were some challenges in the military that we had,
As a percentage of GDP growth, our defense budget has been what? It's been at the 1962 levels now for the last several budgets. So that's a huge concern.
That's absolutely true, and therefore, there was revisions in equipment and manpower and so on and so forth needed. And so, if you step back and look at, what the government really needs, it cannot afford to reduce the taxes at this point in time. We have seen what has happened in other places where they have reduced the taxes, and suddenly the government has slipped into complete turmoil, which has happened in Sri Lanka, it's happened in UK, and so on and so forth. I don't think we still have reached a stage where the taxes can be cut across the board.
Okay.
Tax rationalization has happened, simplification has happened, but it has, the slabs may have come down, but because the benefits have been taken out, the total tax outflow from the pockets are roughly the same.
Sure. All right, GST on batteries needs to come down, a higher allocation for education, and the importance of recognizing that our carbon footprint must come down. So 3 points over there, crucial ones. How about you? 2 points.
One, surely infrastructure. There's no doubt about it. We
Yeah.
need far more infrastructure, and that will automatically help MSMEs, education, healthcare, everything. But the number 2 point is also a faster response time to dumping. Because of the geopolitics going on and the disruption in global supply chain, markets like China is not able to sell their products, and large amount of rapid dumping is happening into India. Under the garb that this is protectionism, safeguards are not put into place. Safeguards and protectionism are two different things. We need a rapid response, otherwise many of our MSMEs will be dying out very, very quickly. I do hope that that measure comes in, and I can rattle out industry after industry. PVC suspension at threat. Large amount of investments was lined up. It's not getting rolled out because of duty changes not being put into place. Even in critical minerals, ferromolybdenum, it's at, it's gasping for breath. And so on and so forth. Isopropyl alcohol, very critical component for industries, again under threat from dumping. So we really need to sort that out so that investment starts flowing in, and there is a stability in policy. When people start investing and putting up their plans, they do that under a certain tax regime.
Right.
If suddenly that is changed, that's extremely disruptive.